Hello, happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to our stock market insights for today. It's January 26, 2020. Hey, and let me go ahead and hop into the main topic for today, and let's check out our charts. Okay, and while we wait for our tools to set up, we'll also invite our friends here in our Facebook page, Invest in the Stock Market. Yeah, if you have not subscribed yet to our channel, please do subscribe. That's your way of supporting our advocacy here. And let's grow this network. Okay, setting up our tools. One moment. Let me know if the audio is okay. Alright, if we're having some technical issues, just go ahead and comment. Okay, so hi Kelly. Kelly, yeah? Good afternoon. Hi Miss JD. How are you? Okay, thanks for being the first one to comment in today's session. Let me know your stocks that you'd like me to review. Let's prioritize that. Hi, Ams. Miss JD DMC, please. Thank you. Yep, definitely. Okay, so I'm taking note of your requests here. DMC. Okay. Alright, let's start. Okay, so let's start with our overall outlook of the PSEI. And let me add one more indicator here. Oh, it's already there. I don't know what happened. Okay, so let's discuss first your PSEI. I don't mind this orange thing. It's let me load my chart again. Okay, there you go. PSEI. Okay. For our PSEI, what I can see here at the moment is that overall, this is just, I feel that this is just a temporary bounce from its overall trend, which is technically we're still at a downtrend here. So just in case we are going to have a slight lift in the price, it will most likely just reach up to the 7,700 level, or which is really your MA20 line, because what I feel here is that this doji that we have here right now is similar to the doji that we had when it reached the bottom last January 22nd. So I feel that just in case you have a slight increase in the price, I feel that it is not really going to be an overall bullish movement, but uh, rather we might experience some more downward sentiment here in the overall direction. So what does this mean? Um, the major stocks, top 30 plus companies in the Philippine Stock Exchange will have most likely the same uh, direction in the coming days. So, but we are going to deep dive into each stock so that we see the individual patterns, individual um, sentiment of the market towards each stock. Okay, now I'd like to begin by looking at your requests first. Of course, we have DMC. Jeffrey, Cordo, hi Miss JD, bcor, Bell, please, definitely. Okay, so let's check DMC here. Okay, where is the end? Okay. Um, so I feel that the downtrend for DMC is not over yet. We're currently moving below the MA20 line, and the direction of this blue line, which is the MA20 line, I feel that it is also moving downwards. Also here, the lower Bollinger Band, it's pointing downwards. I feel that we might have some more downward movements in the coming days. And let us see how it looks like on a weekly chart though. Yes, so if you can see here, the overall sentiment is in a downward direction. Then you just have a slight bounce, and we're very near the MA20 line when this thing got somehow a rejection that happened on the 6th of January, week of January 6th. And after that, movements all happened downward. So I feel that we might have another red week. Okay, another red week for January 27. So that's the overall outlook here for DMC. So sometimes if you do not really, if you're confused on uh, what the overall direction is, I suggest expand by looking at the weekly or even the monthly chart of your stock. And right away here, we saw a very obvious sign that more bearish movements might happen in the coming days. Next would be bcor. bcor from this one is from Jeffrey. Okay. So last week, so we're still in the weekly chart. Last week it's overall a red for bcor, but when it reached the MA20 level, there was a bounce that happened. Now let's take a look at the daily chart. Okay, so I feel that we already have a successful bounce for bcor. So this was your support here. Now I cannot commit that it will go all the way to the 5 pesos level right away, but I see that your nearest resistance would be your MA20 line. So that is our take. Yep, it was a resistance right here. There you go. So this is the support and this is the resistance. If you are trading the stock, just in any case, the market gives you a chance as near as 290 level, then I would say that's a good entry price for trading. Okay, the nearer you are to the support level, the better. And just take note that it might experience some challenges breaking your 3.61 level as it is your resistance. Bell. Bell, I'd say this is already a bounce for Bell. This is an engulfing candlestick. And when I say engulfing candlestick, it ended much higher in terms of price than the previous red candlestick over here, and we are now inside the Bollinger Band. And when we have something like this, chances are we'll have some more movements to the upside. There you go. And the first area to challenge would be your 1.87 level, which is your very near your MA20 line. Okay, there you go. So also this is it created a support in that area for the past 3 days in the week of January 14, and it just did not sustain. That's why it dipped, and I feel that we'll have some more bullish days uh, next week, and check if it will break 1.88 here. That's for Bell. Hi Alexander, how did you make this live from OBS? Okay, so well, what I did is I downloaded OBS, okay, and then I click live. So I go to my channel, Creator Studio. At the upper right hand side, you click the live, and then it will show you. Probably I can also record my screen someday and teach you. Okay, Alexander, watch out for that. And but definitely the pre-work here is download OBS on your laptop, and then that's where you can start doing live. Okay, probably I can also create a tutorial, something to that effect. But still, I'm trying to master this tool. That's why I cannot even show my mouse pointer because I don't know how. But I hope you guys are understanding my insights here, even with just those grid lines that I'm showing. Okay, but yeah, that's my promise to you. I'll try to create a tutorial. Hi Miss JD, kppi please. MNB777 is requesting for fruit, axlm, and mac. Okay, let me just take note of that. I always forget. I promised to put in the stocks we will review either in the thumbnail or the description section, because I myself would tend to forget what I have covered for the day. Okay, well, let's go ahead and check out kppi. Oh, I think this was I think we created this before, but guess what? It's our I sometimes really feel good with how we would um, do our analysis, because so far our accuracy rate is improving. Not to 100%, but in terms of the direction, it follows it. Okay, so what I have here is that so I plotted this as our support before 8.95, and then this one is our 10.75 as our resistance. Now, um, interesting, slightly higher than where we plotted. It bounced, and then it also experienced some rejection in the area where we plotted it. Anyway, that's an area, so I would say this is still an accurate findings. Now, let me go ahead and continue. I would have to say that overall, look at that. We are at a very cheap level for kppi. If you know the fundamentals, so which is your assignment, go ahead and check out the fundamentals. If nothing is wrong with a company and then the financials are good, and then let's say they have good projection in terms of future projects, I'd have to say that the current level right now is already worth entering. This is an area where position traders would normally enter. Okay, and I'd have to say I see that in the coming days you will have more bullish movements, and notice the significant change in the volume here. So uh, if more people will take profit, so I'd like to move our okay, let's move this here. All right, we can move that here, although I feel that there will be some bounce that will happen around 9.87, so let's move it a little higher then. Okay, so 9.93. So some people might continue to take profit, but overall, if it will not go steep in a steep um, increase in price, you might experience some more sideways first, just within the area where it is at right now, around 9.93, 9.90, around that area, and then overall, just wait, as I feel that this stock will burst and move to the upside. Okay, that's the overall sentiment. Okay, so but uh, if you would like to take advantage of the indicators that we have here, MA20 is a very strong indicator. Even those who use moving averages, that they would normally use different time frames for moving averages: MA20, MA50, MA100, MA200, and they use what we call alignment of the stars. See that? That's another thing we need to research as well. You guys need to research. And what MA20 is one of those that they would normally include. Okay, so um, take note of that price. All right. Next would be Callie. Really appreciate what you're doing and helped me a lot. Improved my knowledge in stocks. Thank you, Miss JD. Thank you always as well, Callie. And I treat this as my journal. I mentioned this before. Even though it's already, I've been in the stock market for a few years now, I still do this every day because we are trying to create a skill. We are trying to create that skill so that at a glance, you know right away the direction of the stock. So what I would normally do, like right now, it's a Sunday, and tomorrow it's a market day. Whatever stocks that we cover here, I go back to it, and I've been doing that whenever. If you can still recall the first uh, video I did, I've been doing that since that time. So I think I started doing this actually in my Facebook page back in June. So it's already how many months? So in June, almost half a month, half a year of doing this. So that's my goal, to continue doing this for years so that we can be very good at what we do. Excited for that day to come. All right, so I hope you can do the same. Consistency, guys, that's the key, right? Alexander, I hope you can give me the idea how to get URL in Investa, to get in OBS if you already if you use only one laptop. Yep, I only use one laptop. So just copy and paste. I'll go ahead and right after this, Alexander, I'll create a tutorial. I'll record my screen, and I will show you how it's done. So for the other viewers as well, if you would like to venture in YouTube and you want to do this someday, I empower you guys, and I can teach you how I record my screen and post it in YouTube. Okay, another exciting mission for us here. Okay, so I am done with kppi. Let's go and check out fruit. Oh, interesting. So I'd have to say good job to those people who have already entered as early as your MA20 level. Now, if you still would like to enter this, I'd say use a much faster time frame. This is already a FOMO level. Even here, I feel it's already a FOMO level. So I'd I'd say that those people entering this, they have their own game plan. But it's just that my game plan is not apt for this kind of play. Does that make sense? There are people who do momentum trading. So while it's really moving upwards, they catch that. But especially for the newbies, I suggest try to use or try to look for other stocks, not this stock. Okay, because it's scary because sometimes if you are not able to watch the market and you do not have, you know um, you can easily get emotional with dips, then that means let's find another setup. Because some people, um, if they've already entered at the top here and then it declines, let's say 4 or 5%, they're too scared to get out until such time it dips big time that they're already stuck. Okay, so for those people who would like to still enter this, use a much faster time frame, let us say 5 minutes. Okay, and then when you see some declines, then exit, lock in your profit. um, so see this. So for example, this continues to move up, so I'm using a 5 minute chart here. Okay, so for example, for every candlestick here, this means 5 minutes worth. Okay, so we have a resistance right here. Let us say it's already a market day, and then it continues to move up. Okay, let us say it reached this level. It reached this level. Okay, the next thing you need to observe is how your RSI behaves. If you reached 1.86 and still your RSI looks like this, which is a declining, see that? That means your momentum is starting to weaken. Okay, again, when the stock price reaches 1.86 in a 5 minute time frame, and then your RSI looks like this, previous high, which is almost the same level as here, now highest point over there, and then the highest point over here. However, your RSI is declining. That means it will potentially dip. The next candlesticks will dip. See the difference? Now, if you expand it into a 10 minute, you also follow the same concept. Okay, see that? So I feel that just in case, okay, we are going to have some more upward movement, and then you have weakened RSI, then exit the trade. That's how I see it. AXLM. So let's go to our daily. Okay. So the nearest resistance for AXLM would be, actually it has reached that portion. I'd say it is around your 3.70 level. The reason why I said that is because of this. This used to be a support, and you also had some consolidation that happened here. So it will challenge that area. So in case the price starts much lower than 3.70, that means we'll have a retracement, and then let's observe if it will bounce right at this level, 3.13. Okay, and let's also check out where your MA20 is at, because MA20 is also an area of bounce when the price is moving above that level. But right now, what I can say is check 3.11 and check 3.70. This is our support, nearest support, and 3.70 is our nearest resistance. Okay. Next would be MAC. Okay, MAC will most likely dip as well. Your downtrend, I feel downtrend is not yet over, but let us see how. Okay, let us first see what happens right here. Okay, hopefully it stabilizes here, but overall, yeah. Because you know what's interesting here is that your price declined right here. Your RSI also gave us an upward direction here, so that means it will bounce, right? But look, it bounced, yeah, but not that much. So I feel, and then right away there's a red engulfing candle. So right away I feel that this is just a temporary thing and might continue to dip somewhere. So that's for MAC. And let's observe first, actually within the area 11.78. Let's see if it will stabilize there. But I will not plot that yet because I feel that there will be some more red. But how deep is the dip? We cannot tell yet because there are no signs of. Oh, actually there is a possible sign of double bottom here. So wherever your lowest point is at, let's just draw that. Let's see if it will break the lowest point right there. Okay, 11.83. Okay, so that's our area to watch out for. The next one is, so last request was for MAC. Alexander, thank you, Miss JD, Renato, Baldonado, C, and ISM. Okay, let's do that. C. Okay, I think C is starting to climb up, and this is already a bounce for C. So I feel that if it will dip, there will only be sideways dip. So overall, it will just do some sideways and then more actions to the upside because overall, you are already at technically at the bottom section of the chart. So between risk to reward, there's a higher probability of having a reward than a risk. So if you would like to trade this, enter as near as you can to 5.21. Actually, where it is at right now is already a good entry price, and 5.21 being our support area. Now if it dips, make sure before you even enter, you already plan the area to exit when the direction negates your analysis. So how far can you tolerate as a possible decline in price? So that's the key takeaway there. ISM also gave us a very good movement last Friday. Well, try to compare. Almost the same direction, almost the same movement. See that? As C. So let's use our MA20 as our support here, but overall I feel that there will be another green candlestick in the coming days. If it will dip, it will just dip minimally, minimal movement. If it will decline, because overall you're also at a very cheap level. For those, actually look at this. Right in this area also is your resistance over here. See that? Okay, so that means we're at a healthy level for ISM. 3.70 is the most ideal entry price because that's where your MA20 is at the moment. Okay, so go ahead and just drop a comment, you guys. Thank you very much for, our viewers are increasing. I'm so happy. I hope you have already subscribed to our channel. Now let's go and check out all stocks. Because normally if people don't request, I go ahead and filter all stocks and then work my way downwards from the stocks that are highly traded for the last market day, and then I move downwards. Okay, so of course, the ever popular web. So uh, the reason why web, based on what I read, um, was it acquisition or they will set up a gaming, yeah, facility here in the country. So that's the news. Yeah, acquire here. Phil Webb expects profitable year in talks to acquire firm's online gaming business. So it actually started that, and people were so bullish, and then that's how the market behaves. Um, it's influenced by news. What's the sad thing is sometimes it's influenced by gossips. So be extra careful when you engage in your trading groups, and yeah, make sure you know your source and do not just base your trades in social media. Make sure you have solid backup while you want to enter any given stock, be it technical or fundamental. So what happened here is that there is a fundamental backup, fundamental analysis that triggered it. So people are here speculating that it will really be very good. Now, at the same time, um, in the previous days, there were already signs that you will be facing a change in direction soon. Reason being is that we were able to cross the MA20 level, and most of the action started to happen above the MA20 line. Look at this. So right over here. That was already your cue that when it moves up, your best entry price would be your MA20 line, which is really good and timely here. I bet these people already might have an idea on what the news was about, on this speculation. So they already entered here, and then just one day, boom, big jump in volume, big jump in trades, and massive. So I'd have to say that in case this thing will continue to move up, it's not going to be very long because it's not going to be, yeah. Do not, in other words, be extra careful when you enter. I suggest do not enter anymore because chances are people will take profit. It might, yes, it might continue to move up, but if it'll move up, it might only reach up to this level. It will challenge that first. So if you want to get in, use a much faster time frame and be very focused in observing the movement. Okay, because I feel that it will only last for 2 to 3 days, and then it will also rest. And this is already a FOMO level, fear of missing out level. Okay. Now, if you want to be conservative, wait for it to retrace and revisit a support, and then first retracement and then enter. But we'll go ahead and monitor this. Just watch the videos whenever I do live, so we can be up to date. So that is web. URC. URC is also, well, we have reached, I feel that this is already a resistance area for URC. Okay, this is a doji, and we have when you have a doji and it appears right at the resistance area, then chances are it will retrace. Okay, there will be a change in direction, but Um, let's watch and see if it will create a bounce near your MA20 level. Okay, the reason why I said that is because uh, this used to be a support over here. But let's see first if it will also just retrace up to that level and then jumps. Okay, so two key areas to watch out for. But for me, my sentiment is that it will rest either here. If it that gets broken, it will also test this area as a possible area of bounce. I already checked fruit. Let's check out MWC. MWC is looking healthy over here. You're now above your, for the past few days, it respects the direction of your MA20 line. So if it will, if you'd like to enter the stock, I'd say enter as near as you can to the MA20 level. And what I can see here right now, it is at around 9.83. Ali, hold on, let me take note of the stocks. I forgot again. So web, URC, MWC. Okay, and then Ali now. Ali is also, well, I feel that downtrend is not over yet. So going back to how I assessed PSEI, right? PSEI, I feel that will still continue to dip. See that? It looks almost the same in terms of how the chart looks like right now. And Ali is one of the blue chip companies in the Philippine market. So where our sentiment is that it will continue to go down. Same here. I feel that if it will go up further, not that high anymore, but overall it will continue to go down. See that? Okay, so I'd have to say if you're still interested to get in Ali, wait for a much better price. I feel that you can get it at a much discounted level. Okay, so we're still on a decline here. Check if, let's see if when it reaches around 38.05 level, or 38 to be exact, let's see if the market will give us a good bounce right there. Okay, so that, because there was a support as well here back in November 2018. Tech. Tech is also giving us some bearish signals. So if you are already in tech and you have already a profit, consider taking profit. Okay, it's all up to you. You'd like to say you'd like to take partial profit or take everything out. Your call. But I feel that this stock will now rest. Your volume is already declining. So you see that it's declining, and you're already at the overbought level. So it will most likely rest. And let's see again where it will potentially drop and bounce. Okay, but for now, let me plot it at around 920. Let us see if it will give us a bounce in that area. Okay, if it breaks, of course, I'd go for MA20 line. Next would be MBT. For MBT, same. PSCI is about to decline, also manifesting here in MBT. I feel that there will be some more downward movements in the coming days. So be extra careful. No, I'd rather say hold on to your buying power, as I feel that you will be able to get it at a discounted price. So that's how we can position things. Next would be CHP. CHP, also be extra careful. We'll have most likely we'll have more downward movements for CHP. This is a bearish candlestick, and it respected your MA20 line. By the way, guys, if you're new and if this is your first time to watch this, um, every candlestick in a 1 day chart, that's 1 day worth, right? If it's red, that means the starting price is higher. Okay, it started around 1.75, and then for the entire day the price fluctuates up and down, up and down, and even at one point it reached 1.76. Okay, now however, when the market closed, it ended at a much lower price and it ended 1.64. So that's how we read one candlestick. So another example right here. It started at 1.56. The entire day it went up and down, and then at one point it reached as high as at 1.62, and it even reached as low as 1.54. So up and down again, and then when the market closed at 3:30, it closed at 1.59. See that? Start low and high. Then that becomes green. Okay, now I feel that this candlestick is a bearish candlestick. It got rejected here when it reached your MA20 line, so we have more red days in the week of January 27. So axlm, we already checked that. JFC, okay, I love JFC. I entered at 213 level last Friday. Where? 213. That's just where I entered. Okay, now I feel bullish for JFC, even though this is part of the blue chip companies. I still look at it as, per stock, on a per stock level. This is bullish now. We've crossed the MA20 line, and if it will dip, it will just potentially go back to your MA20 and then stabilize at that area, and then some more bullish movements in the coming days. You know why? If you are to zoom out and look at the overall direction, we have declined significantly, all right, for the entire year of 2019, and now we're starting to recover, right? So there's even a higher low here. So this is what happened. Reached the bottom here, moved up, and then when it dipped, it's much higher now than the previous low. So chances are we'll have some higher highs again. So that's how I see JFC in the coming days. And besides, there are also some good catalysts. Try to read the disclosures in PSC Edge. There are good news related to JFC. So MAC, we already talked about it. Let's take a look at Sun. Sun is also giving you bearish, okay? Bearish signals. So I feel that we'll have some more dips, or this will now decline in the coming days. And let's try to check if it will bounce back up here at 1.67. Okay, so that's the next support that we see. AC. AC is also starting to show some recovery here. However, we're not super safe yet, because the first area that it will challenge would be your MA20 line. So same thing here. Look at this. Whenever it reaches your MA20, there's a rejection that's happening. It overshoots sometimes, but it does not sustain. So also your RSI is not giving us a solid indication that there will be a shift in the overall direction. But right now, use your MA20 line as your resistance. Some people can trade this even though when it's declining. Okay, they just use, probably what you can do here is, but if we're still new in the market, I'd suggest to try to engage in different stocks. Okay, so that's their support, and when it reaches that level, they enter, and then they plot again another diagonal line here that will act as a resistance, something to that effect. Okay. Next is, okay, so guys, feel free to drop a comment if you'd like me to review your stock, okay? Ah, I like it. Thank you, Alexander. That's a big help. I'm trying to build my network here in YouTube, so if we have more people watching, you guys are super helping me out. Okay. I will also follow you, Alexander. I'll visit your channel after this. Okay, let's continue. Uh-huh. SMPH. SMPH, okay. So there is a rejection that happened right at the MA20 level. So what does this mean? So that is your resistance. Chances are you'll have a declining direction in the coming days. Now, I don't want to remove the 39.55. Let's see first if it will bounce at that area. Okay, so I think I plotted this the other day, but overall that's the sentiment. If you have buying power and you want to enter in SMPH, it's not the right time yet. Wait for the discount. MPI. MPI is also giving us the same, and MPI is part of PSEI. It's part of the index. It's showing the same sentiment here. We might have some more bearish movements. Let's see if it will. Okay, so this is the next area to watch out for. Your 2.69. I feel that there will be more red candlesticks in the coming days. DMC, we're done with this. Same. Potentially dip some more. SM. Hold on. SM is okay. Overall sideways, but leaning towards a bearish movement or a declining movement. So I'd say again, not the perfect time to buy yet. We might have some more selling pressure in the coming days. The next one would be BPI. BPI, on the other hand, is giving us some a little signs of hope here. We are at the support area or support level for BPI, and then we're slightly higher than the previous day's candlestick. So I feel that you can consider buying. Okay, start to accumulate volume, because look at this, price was declining, but your RSI is already giving us some, a slight increase in the momentum. We're done with KPPI. Let's check out BDO. Okay, BDO, we started, we have finally crossed the MA20 line. But look at this. We're not safe yet, because one time when it reached your MA20, we went above MA20. The next day, there's a red uh, engulfing candlestick. So, let's do this. use this as your indicator. Slightly declining here. Okay. So your cue is that if this price starts above the green line, then you have officially broken the resistance here. This is an asymmetrical triangle. Then if it breaks that green line to the upside, then you'll have a brand new wave. It will potentially move like this, and then it will confirm the support and then move up. Now, if it I have a feeling it will just move within this range for a few days, and then when it reaches like at the very tip, then that's when we decide. But I have a feeling it will just move within this range first. Now if it breaks this this green line here at the bottom, that is your acting with support, then you'll have a downward direction. Okay, so that's our condition. I'd say I will still have to observe and see what happens here. But for those people, let's say you really want to get in as near as you can to the green line here at the bottom. That is our support. Globe. I don't feel good. We're now moving for the past 3 days below the MA20 level. So and so your volume as well is declining. That means we might have some more movements to the downside or below the MA20 line. Vita. For Vita, okay, interesting. We're starting to move in an upward direction. Now, what I can see here is that, with an increase of 6.56% in just one day, I feel that some people will take profit and will give you a chance, all right? If you really want to get in near, let's say, 1.23 level. That's a good area to try out. Okay, again, for me overall, my outlook for Vita is that this is a stock just good for trading. I don't really see a long-term projection for Vita. So when the chart gives you a good signal, then that's when you enter. Now, I suggest wait for the market to fluctuate up and down, and then when it reaches as near as 1.23, that's when we try out. Okay, add volume, and then when it negates it, make sure to be quick in exiting and set properly, have a proper mindset that what level, okay, what level of a decline can you tolerate, and then if it goes downhill, then exit right away, no mercy. Because my take is when it reaches around 15 and let's say it declines and I'm not able to exit, and it reaches as low or as low as 15% to 20% decline, I don't exit anymore. That's my rule of thumb, and you can also have your own. So my rule is I set my stop loss area around 3 to 5%. Now if I fail to do that, I suffer the consequence, get stuck. So because failure to execute your loss, that means it's a much bigger loss, and I don't want you guys to really, that's the reason why people fail the market, because they're not able to execute the stop loss, and when it dips really really low and they already have a loss of 30%, they become so frustrated, too emotional, and then they give up. And then at a 30% loss, that's already a solid loss when you exit the trade. See that? And then that overall experience becomes traumatic and very frustrating. That's why they say goodbye to the market. They say goodbye to the stock market, to their stock market journey. Okay? So, two things. There are pros and cons. But just me, okay? if I decline up to 30% and just wait for it to recover. Hello po. Oh, so many requests. Sorry about that. I got carried away with the reviews of the other stocks. Okay, so let me see. Um, uh, Thanks, Kelly. Still watching here in California, 11:53 p.m. Oh, thank you. I hope you can also share our channel to your friends. But really appreciate this. Thank you to Miss JD. Big help din po. Okay, ma'am. EEI, LTG. Let me take note of that. EEI, LTG. This one is for James. Hello po, Elmer. CPM po, ma'am. Yes, sure. Definitely. Also, MNV 777. ABA. CPG. Good PM, Miss JD. IRC, VUL. IRC, VUL. Okay, so I'll take note of that. You know, I just realized Marco the other day was requesting. Okay, I'll take note of his request. EEI now. Let's take a look at EEI. Okay, so EEI has already bounced. However, it will first challenge your MA20, okay? But if I am to plot our support, we created, I'd say this is already a solid support in this level, 8.86. Now, it will first challenge your MA20 line before it continues to move up. Now, if you want to get in, I'd say 8.86 is already a good area to do test buys, because overall, you're already at a very cheap level because this has been on a downward sentiment for almost half a year. Last year, also right over here was your support. It revisited that exactly almost the same level. So I'd say yes, brace yourself. You might see some more bullish movements in the coming days. LTG. Oops. LTG. Okay, nice picks so far. This is already a bounce for LTG, and you're at a very cheap level now. Let's see if it will break your MA20 line. So this is your MA20 line. Oh, what happened? Okay, let me refresh my screen. But anyway, make sure to observe what happens around the 11.34 area. That will serve as our resistance. It might do this and then challenge that again and then retrace it before it moves up. That's how we see LTG. Now let me just refresh my screen here. By the way, we are working Pinoys. We're at Miss JD in our Instagrams. And check out our chart. All right. Next would be CPM. Okay, see this? See how powerful your doji is? This is a doji, okay? And when it comes out at the resistance area, I said that it will be your cue or your hint that there will be a change in the direction. So the next day, there was a 3.42% decline in the price. I'd say we'll have some more movements uh, in a downward direction. Then it will challenge your MA20 level. So wherever your MA20 is at that time, that will act as your possible area of bounce. But I'm not saying you enter right away. wait for a green candlestick like this one. There's a green candlestick that came out, and then the next day I suggest you enter right where you have that line. Okay, 2.87. So same thing here, just follow the same concept. Wait for a confirmation that there is a bounce at the MA20 before you enter. Okay, but right now I think that it will continue to dip and challenge your MA20. ABA. ABA is, let's see what's here. Wow, Feb 26, X date. Let's see how the market reacted when we had a, okay, previously. Okay, previously, then X date March 20. Okay, March 20. Okay, so I would have to say, this is interesting. Now, let me just plot a support at this area. Okay, it's trying to stabilize here. Now, your condition is that when the price starts to move below 0.86, that means you might have some more movements downward here. But if most of the action happens above it, then that means this support that we have plotted here is a correct area of bounce. So this actually for me is a support because you have the price landing almost at the same area right here for several days, and whenever it reaches that, there's a bounce. It's like small bounces that happen. So let's observe. That's what I see right now. Okay, let's see if it will continue to bounce, especially because there is a forecasted dividend. X date is Feb 26. Next would be CPG. CPG is we're still not 100% safe because we're still moving below the MA20 line. So if it will increase, uh, and then when it reaches your MA20 level, the 0.54 level, I feel that you might still experience some rejection and it will continue to decline. But overall, my take on this is that if there are other stocks that you can still choose, I suggest engage in those stocks with high trades because the chances of you uh, executing your buy or your sell will be higher because there are more people interested in trading it. But with this, we only have 69 people. It might take a while, okay? It might take a while before you can um, execute your trade. Okay, so that's my take. IRC, or okay. So there was some rejection that happened at the 1.22 level here for IRC, but overall, you see that very very minimal movements, but in an upward direction now. I feel that hopefully within next week we will be able to break your MA20 line and then more actions to the upside. Okay, so now, but if you really want to get in, I would say the level where we are at right now is really a good area to accumulate volume. And you see the Bollinger Band here is not very volatile compared to this. It's volatile. Right now we're just somehow in a sideways direction and a slightly constricted Bollinger Band. So 1.17 for me is a very good area to try out. VUL. VUL is also giving us bearish. Okay, it's a sign of weakness. That means we might have some more movements in a downward direction. And let's see if it will successfully bounce where you have the MA20 line. Okay, the reason why I say that, number one, we're above the MA20. So when it dips, MA20 will be your support. Uh, at the same time, there was price consolidation that happened here. Each time it touches that level, it bounces. Same is true with here. This used to be a support, but it got broken. Okay. So when it moves up and it retraces your previous support, will potentially be revisited. Here, look at that. That also used to be your resistance. Okay, how's everyone so far? Uh, so yes, I did, and I signed up already to the broker that you recommended. Thank you for that. Now I'm starting learning from you. Bless you. Thank you, Kalia, or Kalia. Um, I'm not 100% sure which broker. Well, I'm actually trading in the US market as well, and I use eToro. In the Philippine market, I use COL Financial. But during weekends, if I want quick trades, I am also doing iqoption.com. But that's options trading. It's more risky. There's a quick result because it's time bound. You know, try to research how it works. You enter you just choose whether it's a high or low. If it's high, that means within 15 minutes or depending on the time frame that you use, the goal is for it to move in the direction you want, regardless of how many percentage or how big of an increase it is. But the point is, when you click, if it's going to go higher, then at any price above it would already guarantee you a win. If you place $1, then whatever the percentage it suggests, then you will get it. Try to research for it. It's fun, but very risky. So I'm not really promoting it yet. But for now, eToro and COL Financial. Those are the platforms I use. Thank you so much, Miss JD, from Jane. Uh, Sabong, ma'am, A- APO, APO, AXLM. Let's see. Well, I already reviewed AXLM, but let me check. APO. There. Look at this. We're starting to move above the MA20 line, so I feel that we'll have some more bullish movements. But this stock is, for me, just good for trading. Now, if you can enter right at this level, 0.72, that should be a good entry price. Or 0.73, that's a good entry price. Okay, so be extra careful and use a faster time frame when you trade Apple, because there are many traders in this stock. This is a secondary stock, and only most of the time people come here just to trade. And I hope you did not enter right here, okay? Because I feel that it will take some time before that price will be hit again. I do not want to sugarcoat, but that's the reality. Unless there are a group of friends with deep pockets and would like to take advantage of this stock because it's on a sideways movement for a long time, and that's your chance. Which is exactly, for me, okay, my 2 cents, that's what happened here. Group of people, group of friends with deep pockets entered Apple to entice the newbies and entered in the stock, and then when they decide to get out, then of course those people who entered at a high price are now stuck. See that? It will take a while before it reaches that level again. Now, so I'd say, yeah, enter as near as you can to the MA20 level or the line that we have here. So that's our recommendation. But if you can choose a different stock, try to use the more popular stocks so that you can execute your trades faster. Okay, AXLM. We're starting to show some signs of recovery here. I forgot what I said about AXLM earlier. But anyway, let's use this as our nearest. Okay, people might take profit. Okay, I feel that some people will take profit, and then when the price um, level or when the market gives us a chance around 3.11, that will be a very good entry price. Okay, so wait for your perfect timing. Okay, so I feel that overall, we'll have some more bullish movements for this stock because we have been on a heavy decline for the past few months. From the time it went live, it was already on a decline, and now we're starting to show some recovery and shift in the direction. So it might touch this. I feel that the market will still give us a chance around 3.11. That's my take. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're using eToro. Yes, definitely. What about your um, charting tool? For the US market, I actually use tradingview.com. That's the charting tool I use. So yeah, I can probably no. Now I'm thinking I might even create a different session just purely for the U.S. market so that we can be more organized with our videos. Um, U.S. and Philippine market. So that's my 2020 goal. Offer more sessions like this for both U.S. and Philippine market. Okay. Anything else? Wow, time flies. It has been 1 hour and 12 minutes. And yeah, so I owe, who was that? Alexander, I owe you one video. Okay, I will check, I will record a video. So I'll show you how I record this live session. And probably for those people who are also here right now and who are into, YouTube, if you'd like to create more videos in YouTube as well, uh, that's related to stock market. This is a very good tool, but I'm no expert at OBS because I'm still exploring it. Okay. Then as for Cali, I'll try to record as well some videos for the US market. I'll probably do it today as well because it's a Sunday. I'm just here at home. I will create another live. Okay. So feel free to drop a comment and let me know which US stocks you'd like me to review later. Okay, I'll just ping you guys and let you know if I will have another live. Alrighty? In the meantime, thank you very much for watching and for joining me. And let's study together. And you have a great Sunday. Okay, bye bye for now.